Hello, people. It's Mr. Harland. My first actual video. Oh my god. Today, we are going to have a look at a very strange burglar indeed. And I know the camera's moving around a little bit, but while the video goes, I was just like, what better way to have a little fun when you can have in the background some video of me building some stuff. Ooh. And even if you didn't guess the hints, today we will be talking about, well, not only, in my mind, America's famous burglar, but a strange one at the same time. So today we will be talking about the ever so strange Colton Harris Moore. And to be honest, he is a rather strange person indeed, and if he does watch this video, I think he does know he's strange, which is okay. Strange is cool. And for those of you who will watch, I invite you to relax, enjoy a nice cup of coffee, while we explore the very strangeness of what happened. Who is he? What is he? But before I do have a disclaimer. I don't want to hear this person getting hate. None of that shit's gonna fly, okay? Excuse the language. But none of that will fly here. I do not like throwing shade. This channel is not for drama, and that is a big problem. So without further ado, let's get on with this video. But there's also, wait, there's more. He doesn't just have one name, but thanks to the media, and over the years, he's gotten a lot of them. Ooh, this is going to be fun. Born on March the 22nd, 1991, in Mount Vernon, Washington, the USA. Even when his criminal stuff started, he was given multiple names. And one that I say, even though I'm 19 years old, and I had gotten quite the grades for writing poems and writing characters for theater class, these ideas truly lack some brain knowledge in my eyes. And here we go with the multiple names. Barefoot Bandit, Barefoot Burglar, many aliases, Jesus Christ, Colton A. Harris, Colton A. Harris Molten. Molten? I didn't know he was molten lava. Colton A. Harris, Colton Harris, Colton Moore. Are we talking about the politician now? Because there is a politician with the same name of just Colton Moore. Colton A. Burgess, Colton Moore, and finally Colton Kohler. Now, let's get to the more strangeness. As I said, he was born in Mount Washington. Shit. Sorry for the language. There's your first blooper. Good God. That's when my tongue stops to work. It stops working. It's not fun. He was born in Mount Vernon, Washington, and grew up in his mother's house on Camano Island. Neighbors said they made several calls to Child Protective Services, believing he was neglected or abused. Now, I don't know if this is hearsay or true, but with the research I was able to do, as it is very time-consuming. And, well, isn't that just lovely? Because of all the notes I took and saved on my tablet, good lord, I'll be deleting this all because this tablet is old and it may break someday. Like my back. Some of the reports had said his father, Gordon, used drugs and was in prison while Moore was a toddler. When he was 12 years old, his father walked out after an argument and a family barbecue. According to his mother, Pamela, his stepfather died when he was about 7 years old, and from the time Moore was in the first grade, she knew there was something off about him. Something very off indeed. Sort of a disconnection, as she explained. He wouldn't listen to his teachers and started altercations at school and would sometimes deliberately break things around the house. Goodness. This is just, oh my. And according to a court-ordered psychiatric evaluation, my goodness, Moore said that his mother drank and became mean, breaking his possessions. And yet, I did watch a couple of the interviews, well, not really interviews, but conversations the YouTuber The Glarer had with the man himself, and he told a rather different story, saying his mother loved him very much, and that tells me someone was lying. Very much lying, but I don't know. So, it's safe to assume, to put it like this, no one knows. So, another disclaimer, don't lie. No lies, no rumor making, no speculating, because I'm not doing it, although someone might think I am. But honestly, this is my first actual video, and I hope it goes well. And the strange stuff begins. He started living in the wild at the age of 7, and would break into vacation homes in the area, stealing blankets, food, and water, before disappearing into the forest for days. His first conviction for stolen property came at age 12, and by the time he was 13, he had 3 more. Thanks to that psychiatric evaluation, he had been diagnosed with depression, attention deficit disorder, and intermittent explosive disorder. Each conviction brought a 10-day stay in a detention center or community service. His mother once said, every time he had anything any good, everyone thought he had stole it. What does that do to a kid exactly? Well, loads of things. As when all this stuff comes out, you can imagine it's rather scarring for someone. His mother once said, at another time, in 2003, police found a neighbor's camcorder in his home. Never before sentenced to more than a month, he fled a 3-year sentence by walking out of a halfway house in April 2008. Thus, the very thing that captured the nation and spawned a documentary and what would have been a movie, but never really happened, began. The boy himself, now 17 years old, and by 2010, 19 years old, he was suspected of being responsible for approximately 100 thefts in Washington, Idaho, and Canada, including bicycles, automobiles, light aircraft, and speedboats. It is believed he learned how to fly small planes by reading aircraft manuals, handbooks, and watching a How to Fly a Small Airplane DVD, and playing flight simulator games in the woods. There's a problem with that. Where was he getting the electricity? Because I have a generator in the garage right now that can provide all that electricity. But here's the problem. It weighs an estimated 100 pounds. So even if he was able to steal such a thing, he's not taking it with him at all. And if he even tried to move it, he would likely throw out his back to the point where he would have to have medical attention and a potential surgery to fix the problem. But hey, I'm not a doctor, so I wouldn't know. Once he stole a plane that was a Cessna 182. Then again, when I look at a picture of it, it looks like something a battleship would have for a spotter plane. And it had came with the FAA registration number N24658, The plane had belonged to the then Kazakh FM radio personality Bob Rivers, valued at over $150,000. The plane was later recovered from a Yakima Indian reservation crash site. Though badly damaged, it was rebuilt and is now in Florida. According to local sheriffs at the time, the boy, or Colton, would often slip into homes just to soak in a hot bath or steal ice cream from the freezer. While his thefts would escalate to increase the value in cash and property, he would steal only what he needed for living in the woods as a survivalist. Once he allegedly used a homeowner's computer and credit card to order bear mace and a pair of $6,500 night vision goggles. And what you just heard, no one knows if it is true. And frankly, I don't know myself, but no one knows nowadays, as some of the information critical to making this video has gone with the wind, as they say, but no one truly knows. And for those of you plane nerds or plane enthusiasts watching, I am currently building an aircraft carrier. A beautiful one, at best, and these things do take a long time. But guess what? I have the patience to not only make this video, but do this at the same time, which is quite the feat. On May 30th, or 31st, 2010, police had found a handwritten note and in a $100 some money. I need to take a drink of water. My mouth is starting to get dry. That was better. Because when you talk so much, your mouth gets dry. Police found a handwritten note and $100 at a veterinary clinic in Raymond, Washington, approximately 95 miles southwest of Seattle. The note read, "Drove by, had some extra cash. Oh, people are going to get their entertainment when I keep blowing it. Good God. As I sometimes can't even read my own writing, especially on a tablet. That's embarrassing. Please use this money for the care of animals. Colton Harris Moore." By then, I guess he caught on to the ever so strange names the media were coming up with, and the people, aka the Barefoot Bandit, Kamado Island, Washington. In late June 2010, Moore was suspected of vehicle theft stretching as far as East Illinois. The trail of suspected thefts attributed to him passing through Idaho, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, and Illinois. Police found a 2008 white Toyota Sequoia in Norfolk, Nebraska, which was reported stolen in Yanktown, South Dakota. Hopefully I pronounced that name right, because like I said, my eyesight's not the greatest when reading my own notes off of a tablet while building something at the same time. And to me, it's honestly very calming to do. Yep, I just lost my train of thought for a little bit. Oh, there we go. Later that day, several burglaries were reported by Carl Stephan Memorial Airport, located 1 mile south of where the SUV was abandoned. A truck owned by the town of Ottumwa, Iowa, was later recovered in Dallas City, Illinois. On July 4th, 2010, a Cessna 400. Geez, we're getting fancy now. Although most of the planes that I see that are from Cessna, all what I like to classify as planes suitable for being spotter planes for battleships, as they have that kind of look in my eyes. plane was reported stolen from Bloomington, Indiana airport. It was later found crashed in the shoreline waters of Great Abaco Island in the Bahamas, again leading to speculation that Colton was responsible, although some people thought otherwise. Then again, who really knows? On July 6, 2010, an indictment was released from a federal judge of the U.S. District Court of Western Washington, which was originally filed in December 2009. The indictment cites Moore for interstate transport of stolen property and airplane theft, related to a plane stolen from Bonners Ferry, Idaho, that crashed outside of Granite Falls, Washington. The FBI, the ever so interesting and so-called great FBI, and yet seems like they're not like they used to be, as, I don't know. Strange things have come from them since then. And, well, under other presidents, I should say. I hate it when the game does that. The FBI placed a $10,000 bounty for information leading to his arrest, and federal agents believed that he was responsible for the recent Indiana theft. Now, the capture. On July the 11th, 2010, which is rather strange because today is that day and I just so happen to be filming this video. Moore was captured just before dawn at Harbor Island, Bahamas. Local officers picked up a trail in Eleuthera. Sadly, I can't even pronounce names, regardless if it was taken as notes on my tablet. Oh, and I've been to the Bahamas. It's a beautiful place with my family as a vacation while I was in high school. Beautiful place. Although even then, no one ever knew. Well, I never knew about this, as I honestly can't remember too much from the 2000s. Mainly thanks to a nice little incident in a Save-A-Lot, or a Shop and Save, where I kind of fell and hit my head on the floor so hard that I probably suffered a concussion. But besides that, moving on. After recovering a 44-foot power boat stolen from a marina on Great Abaco, a police official said the suspect attempted to flee, but police shot out the engine on his stolen boat, and before being arrested, Moore had thrown a portable computer into the water and allegedly put a gun to his head, but the police had talked him out of killing himself. He told the police that he had intended to go to Cuba to throw authorities off his trail, and from there to the Turks and Cayacos Islands. His mother had hoped he would flee to a country that did not have an extradition treaty with the United States. In March 2011, FBI Special Agent Fred Gutt confirmed the reward fund payout. The $10,000 bounty money was paid out directly to the people involved in Moore's capture. The criminal proceedings. This took a little bit to type into the notes, as I had to make sure everything was perfect and I wasn't going to stumble, as I did probably now maybe 10 or 4 times, as I do lose count very easily. Moore pleaded guilty on July the 13th, 2010 to illegal entry to the Bahamas and illegally landing a plane in the Bahamas. Initially, he was sentenced to 3 months in jail or a $300 fine. After a hearing on July the 16th, 2010, after the hearing in 2012, on January in 2012, he was sentenced to 6.5 years on federal charges. Sentenced in December 2012 to a concurrent term of over 7 years for state charges. However, it was ultimately, as I couldn't really find a specific one, he was either 6.5 years or 7 years. This is when research gets confusing. And unfortunately, during the, shall we say, his sentence, his mother unfortunately passed away in 2016 of terminal lung cancer. Now that is just very, very unfortunate and very sad, as, well, he was in prison when it happened, and he was released. Now, the ever so strange notoriety, which honestly is mind-boggling as to how people could go, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, he's so cool, when people should have enough common sense. You are going fangirl crazy over a criminal, or a former one now. And thanks to the ever so strange name given by the media at the time, he became known as the Barefoot Bandit from 2009 to at least 2010, thanks to the ever so strange name created by some media people, I presume. I don't know who really came up with the name. For reportedly committing some of his crimes while barefoot, although he was most likely wearing shoes, and yet the strangeness gets even greater. In fall 2009, police found footprints at an airport hangar in Bonners Ferry, Idaho, a Cessna 182 stolen from their crash-landed 260 miles to the west near Granite Falls, Washington. In the San Juan Islands, police found chalk cartoonish outlines of feet drawn in a grocery store, with the words "See ya" written at the doors. A local Seattle man started selling t-shirts bearing Moore's pictures with the word "Mama Tried." Local police, yep, that's my eyes, and I do have slight eye problems, I think. Local people from Kamado Island also attempted to vent their frustrations through a song, as well as a blog, which included the sale of merchandise, accepted donations to purchase the services of a bounty hunter. What was the bounty hunter going to do? We'll be honest, probably nothing. In April 2010, 20th Century Fox purchased the film rights to the book The Barefoot Bandit, I almost said that, The True Tale of Colton Harris Moore, New American Outlaw by Bob Friel. I had a friend who had the book, and we both read it when we had some free time in AIP class while I was in high school. Moore's mother had retained celebrity lawyer Yale Lewis to seek control of entertainment interests to her son. She also hired the ever-so now legendary John Henry Brown, and perhaps Colton was his first actual criminal that wasn't, well, a murderer, as he was known for being the defense attorney of Ted Bundy. Oh, that just seems so oof. I can't imagine being that man's defense attorney. Jesus. Under a plea deal, Moore agreed to forfeit any profits from selling publishing rights to his story. And there's also the Barefoot Bandit documentary, made by filmmakers Carly Bonder, explores the childhood and time that, I need to start doing better with my research. And typing all this in notes to keep so I can go back to it and reference to make a future video. The FBI lawyer, John Henry Brown, and a range of personalities from Moore's hometown to the Bahamas pieced together what he did, why he did, and what he did. In 2014, a Canadian documentary about Moore called Fly Cold Fly, Legend of the Barefoot Bandit, was made by brothers Adam and Andrew Gray, showing how the mythic story evolved in the media and how Moore became a 21st century outlaw folk hero. Frankly, I don't know why some people would think that. And there are multiple Twitter accounts. And to be honest, I'm not going to go through every single one of them, as a lot of them are either imposters or just parody accounts. And to be honest, if I had to make a list of most strangest burglars in history, Colton would have to go in at the number 9 spot, as I did find one where he was number 1 when literally there are people who have done so much more than him, including an African-American black woman from the 1930s, probably 40s, and yet she went around the world stealing jewelry from Japan to Canada, all around the US, and doing more things. So that comes to the end of the video. I know, it's very sad. It's my first actual video. I know you're all going to be sad, but do not worry. I have one thing for you all, if you would like to do. You can feel free to like. I built that. Took a little bit of time, but it's very cool. And subscribe. Not to mention, thanks for watching, and to prove I'm from Missouri, if the glarer so chooses to use, and let's go Blues. So sorry for that error there. It is currently being fixed. And remember, if you liked what you saw today, be sure to like and subscribe, as that goes a long way, and leave a comment so I can be sure. Oh, don't forget, let me know what exactly I can do in the future to make my videos even greater. Thanks. And finally, let's go Blues! and the other cool NHL teams. And I almost forgot. Colton, you're going to have an NHL team. Yeah! Seattle Kraken! Goodbye all. See you in the next video.